This molecule right here, this is 2378 TCDD. This is a dioxin molecule. It's part of a class of molecules, chemicals, about 75, that are formed when you combust chlorinated compounds, such as vinyl chloride, which is what the train was carrying that crashed in East Palestine, Ohio. This molecule is the most toxic molecule that has ever been created by humankind. This molecule is, I'm just guessing, but at least 1 billion times more toxic than glyphosate, maybe more. It might be 10 to the 12th times more toxic. I mean, it's orders of magnitude on a scale that we can barely comprehend in terms of the toxicity of this molecule. And this molecule, dioxin, or one molecule of a class of dioxins, was created, it is always created because of the laws of chemistry when you combust chlorinated compounds in the presence of oxygen. And since they poured the vinyl chloride in a ditch and they set fire to it, they created a dioxin factory. They generated this, which did not exist on the train in any appreciable quantity, before they set fire to it. When they set fire to it, they created this. Now, the EPA lied, the authorities lied, the governor of Ohio, DeWine, out of the loop. I mean, despite, let's say, his best intentions, he's not a chemist. He doesn't understand this. I'm sorry to say. I don't think he would try to withhold any information from people on purpose. He doesn't want to bring harm to people, but he just doesn't know this subject, nor does J.D. Vance, by the way, who is apparently out there frolicking in streams or something and saying, look, I'm fine. You're not going to be fine, sir. You need to contact me immediately in order to learn how to detox. I can save your life from the exposure that you just put yourself through. You practically just committed dioxin suicide, and you don't even know it. And this is happening to a lot of people because dioxins are slow-acting poisons. They are the most toxic substance that has ever been created. They are produced in industrial processes, the formation of PVC pipes, for example. They're also created, and the EPA openly admits this. I've got EPA documents here. You can look online, archive.epa.gov. Just go to their dioxin section, and they say backyard burning or household fires produces dioxins because people are burning chlorinated compounds such as PVC or various things, even clothing and textile that has water repellent chemicals in it that are made out of chlorinated compounds, or even non-stick surfaces on cookware. Why are they non-stick? Because they're chlorinated compounds. Chlorine is a very useful element in certain molecular configurations. It makes pans non-stick. It makes water bead up on clothing instead of being absorbed through the clothing. And that's why it's used in industry, because it's useful. But it's also insanely toxic when it is reconfigured into this molecule, 2378 TCDD. This will kill you slowly. And this is what has been produced when they set fire to the train wreck. They took a small disaster and they made it the biggest act of ecological terrorism that has ever been committed in North America. That's what they did, okay? Again, they took a small disaster and they made it 1 billion times worse by setting fire to it. And those people who set fire to it, they are illiterate about chemistry, or they're malicious. One or the other. There should be an immediate investigation. But they don't know what they're doing. They just created, again, the worst chemical contamination event in the history of this nation. The media are all covering this up. Governor DeWine's office is covering this up. The railroad's covering it up. The only honest reporting on this is coming out of the independent media. I mean, think about that. Think about the fact that, and you can't have a future if you keep creating this. This molecule will end humanity if we don't stop making this, because this molecule never goes away. This molecule is practically impervious It doesn't go away from ultraviolet radiation. It doesn't go away from low temperature burning. In fact, that can create it, as it did in this case. It doesn't go away just from simple soil microbes. It doesn't go away just rinsing it with water. It doesn't go away from soap. You know, this stuff laughs at soap and water and microbes and sunlight. It laughs at it. This stuff sticks around for centuries. Even radiation, cesium-137, the most toxic radioisotope in the aftermath of the Chernobyl accident in 1986. How many people did that kill in the former Soviet Union? A few dozen people. And it probably sickened and poisoned a few 100,000 more. This accident in Ohio is going to kill thousands of people, most likely, and it will shorten the lifespans of potentially millions. It is far worse than Chernobyl. But cesium-137 has a half-life of 29 years. So in about 3 centuries, which is about 10 half-lives, you can consider that the cesium is mostly gone, cesium-137. It will revert, to the non-radioactive isotopes, like 133, I think, is a stable form. But this molecule doesn't go away. It doesn't have a half-life. Doesn't have a half-life. I mean, you can talk about it having a, quote, half-life in your body. It's not really the right terminology. It just means your body's trying to get rid of it. But this molecule sitting on the ground or just on a piece of soil doesn't have a half-life that we know of. It just stays around for centuries. It'll still be here long after human civilization is dead and gone. If we keep making this stuff and releasing it into the air, we will not be able to reproduce. This is a hormone disruptor. The people in East Palestine and surrounding areas, over the next year, you're going to see them giving birth to deformed children. They're going to be born without arms and legs. I mean, this is going to be like thalidomide, okay? You're going to see asymmetrical faces in newborn children. The faces all jacked up and sideways. And the media is going, what happened? Well, how could this happen? It's the dioxins, folks. You're going to have a generation of children that grow up to be violent, criminal lunatics. It's the dioxins. It alters behavior. This is well documented in the literature. You're going to have massive spontaneous abortions. You're going to have reductions in sperm motility, both male and female fertility. You're going to have metabolic disorders, cardiovascular disorders, neurodevelopmental disorders off the freaking charts, okay? You have destroyed a region, and no one's willing to tell the truth about this from the establishment.